Hello everyone, welcome to today's tutorial class. In the last class, we saw what are the basic functions and features available in Google Earth Pro, and we also saw how you can measure strike and dip. Today uh, we will be learning how we can use Google Earth to do some other geological interpretation. So you all have got the groundwater cast problem. You have got this assignment. So today we'll discuss how you can solve this problem. Okay, using Google Earth. So first of all, you open the KML file provided to you. It will automatically zoom into the specific area. Okay. Now, as you can see here, okay. So this geometric feature, whatever you see here, this is a typical karst morphology. You can see a small water bodies, numerous water bodies here and there. And this is a limestone terrain, and this is a typical karst topography. So to have a vertical view of this area, you can press R so that now here we can have a vertical view of the area. Okay. So let's see what we have to solve. The first question is you have to mark the highest water table and also the lowest water table. Okay, here as you can see there are numerous water bodies. Okay, but these water bodies seems to be of surface water bodies like ponds. In fact, in fact, most of these water bodies are sinkholes. As you know, in karst topography, sinkholes form by this is sinkholes form actually through depression of surface uh, depression of the surface beds. This is due to the underground because in limestone terrain, this the underground bedrock, it dissolves away through dissolution. Okay, that's why the upper surface it collapses and produces sinkhole. You can find out more about sinkholes searching the net. Sir has also shared some links, so you can go through that. So basically, we know through remote sensing we are able to analyze some surface feature. But groundwater table is a subsurface feature. So how we can analyze that using Google Earth? So uh, this is a special scenario because here when the sinkhole forms, it provides us a window to the underground water table. Okay, but we have for that purpose we have to first correctly identify which are the sinkholes and which are the surface water bodies. Then we can simply using this elevation tab we can simply know what is the elevation of the water table. But as you can see, the elevation is showing 0 meter because we have turned down the terrain layer. Now you can turn down the terrain layer. Now when you place your cursor on the water table, water body, you can see the elevation of the water body. Okay. Now as I move my cursor over the water body, it shows the elevation of the water body. Okay. This elevation is with respect to the sea level. Okay. This is the elevation of the water table. Okay. So as I was saying, we have to differentiate between sinkholes and surface water bodies. It may be a river, it may be a pond. So the water in the pond or river or any of these surface water bodies, they doesn't um, represent the water table, groundwater table. Only the water level in the sinkholes they represent groundwater table. So to recognize sinkholes, we have to keep in mind two three features. Generally, sinkholes are circular in shape, and if you draw a profile around across the sinkhole, let me draw one and show you what is the difference between the surface water body, and I have already shown you how to draw a profile. Okay, so here let's say I'm drawing a profile here. Okay, now I will right click it and go to show elevation profile. Okay, so now as you can see here, okay, how the elevation is changing. Okay, here as you can see the elevation change across the bank is very sharp, because these sinkholes are formed by collapsing of the upper surface. The slope at the bank is very steep, but this is not the case where the water body is a surface water body. Okay, let us see another profile. I have drawn it. I have drawn two profiles here, as you can see. So let us see the elevation profile. So here, as you can see, this is a very steep slope across the bank of this water body. So this is indicative of a sinkhole. But as you can see here, this water body, this is rather, the slope across the bank is rather slow. You can say gentle. Okay, gentler. Then again here, you can see the slope is very steep. As you can notice, the water level here and here is 13 meter, here it is 17 meter. This is very different from this one. It is 23 meter. Though these water bodies are adjusted to each other, there is a major difference in uh, the elevation of the water table, elevation of the water level. Okay, so it is, if it if we all are if all water bodies are of water representing of water table, then this they would have shown a similar kind of uh, elevation profile or elevation gradient. But as you can see, this one is much higher and it's looks anomalous. So a this may be a surface water body. Okay, so you have to, like this you have to identify which are the surface water bodies, which are the um, our groundwater table. Okay, after identifying these water bodies, what you have to do, you have to put some markers. Okay, I am putting some markers over these water bodies like here. Okay, so here I will mark it as you can see here, the elevation. You take note of this elevation. Here the elevation is 18 meters. So I will name it as 18. Okay. So the water table here is 18. I will mark only those water bodies which represent the sinkholes, and which are the sinkholes and which represent the groundwater table. Okay. Likewise, you have to map the whole area and mark it according to the elevation of the water table at that point. Okay, so I have already, to demonstrate you, I have already marked some points. So you can analyze these water bodies and mark them. Okay, like I have put some I have to show you, I have put some points. Okay, let's see it from vertical view. You can press R. Okay, now as you can see, so you have to mark the points all over this area, so that when you are uh, drawing contours, because to solve your assignment here, as you can see in this one, you have to do the general direction of groundwater flow. To determine the general direction, you have to first draw the contours of groundwater table. Then you can have an idea about the gradient, in which direction the groundwater will flow. It will always flow parallel to the, sorry, perpendicular to the contour lines. Okay, so after putting these points, sir has already shared a video link where it has been shown that how you can draw contour lines. So you can check that link. I will try to add it in the description. uh, After putting these points, you have to draw these contour lines. Then you can assess the groundwater gradient and from which direction it is flowing. After you can, as you can see in D, 1D, you have to draw contour lines of 20, 26, 22, 18, and 14 meter contours. You have to draw. Okay. Then after drawing these contour lines, you can easily say in which direction the groundwater is flowing. Another question is here, what is the economic activity at place A? Okay, so you zoom into the place A, you, you closely observe this area and try to infer what kind of economic activities. As you know, this is a karst topographic terrain. So what kind of economic activity should be going here? You have to assess that. Then, would you, okay. Another place that is at B. The question is asking if okay, as you can see, some economic activities going on. This may be producing some pollutant. So he's asking if the if there is a sinkhole at B, if the pollutants, if any pollutants are being generated, it will, if it will affect or it or not. After you have drawn these contour lines and the gradient of the groundwater flow, okay, then you can easily determine that. Then another question is about the C. Okay, let's see, where is it? Okay, here is the C. Okay, so this is also a similar question. Okay, if one drills on borehole here, if it will be contaminated or not, and for that can also be derived after you draw this contour lines. Okay, so this is how you are going to solve this problem. You have to identify, basically you have to identify what are the sinkholes, because sinkholes are a representative of the groundwater table. You have to avoid surface water bodies. They are not, the elevation at the surface water body are not the representative of a groundwater table. They are showing the surface water table. Okay, so after identifying them, you have to put the markers there. Okay, then only you can draw the contours. After drawing the contours, you can easily solve all these problems. I hope you can now understand this. You try this problem by yourself. Uh, if anyone faces any problem, you are free to contact me. Thank you.